I don't have a ton of time to make this video, and I feel bad I haven't made any videos in a while, so I'm gonna do this as kind of a one-take thing, so I apologize. You can hear some ums and some ohs a little bit more than some of my other videos that I do edit a little more. But I just wanted to get this video out there because I have had it for 6 months, which I think is a milestone. The car has, actually, why don't we fire it up and take a look. Let's see how many miles we got. So I don't want to start. I think it'll pop up without it. Okay, here we go. So you can see I'm at 15,500 today. I'm actually due for an oil change today. I do them every 5,000 miles. I know a lot of people might do them longer or shorter, but I do them every 5,000 because I drive so much. It's at 15,500 because you got your oil changed at 500. So I did it at 5,500, 10.5, and now 15.5. So, okay, I don't think, okay. So let's take a look. Oh, it's not going to let me do it without the, so we're going to put it in. You can see, I don't know how well it's going to show up. I've got 440 hours on the engine. I use 750 gallons of fuel. My average fuel economy recently has been okay. Let's take a look at over the life of the car though. So trip B is where I bought the car. So I've gotten 20.6 over the life of the car, which 20.6 for the life, or for 15,000 miles, is not bad. For one thing, I drove it decently hard once I got past the engine break-in period. And also, you know, it's a Corvette. You're not going to baby it all the time, even though I do put a decent amount of miles on it. So I do get I commute in it. It's not just straight highway. I do a lot of, it's not stop and go, but it's stop signs because I drive in a rural area. So actually 20.6 I'm pretty happy with. My last car, a Mustang that had it was a 2015 with a turbocharger, a little 4-cylinder. That one I got like 27, but I'm actually pretty happy with 20.7. I had a Mustang in the early 2000s, and that one I got like 17, 18. So the fact this thing with such a bigger engine and more power, I'm actually getting better mileage, I think speaks a lot to the engine and what GM's done. So really, I haven't had any complaints about the car. I absolutely love it. My only real issues I've had with the car are I am still having an issue with the stereo. I talked about that in my 3-month review. It actually kind of went away for a while, and then it got a lot worse, and as of a couple of weeks ago, basically my stereo almost stopped working. So and in fact, maybe I can put in some footage here and kind of show you guys what it does. I'm taking it in today to get the oil changed. I have an appointment at Able Chevrolet. I'm so lucky they're near me. They're only half an hour away, and they do some fantastic work on Corvettes. They're kind of known in Northern California for one of the better, if not the best, Corvette service dealerships around. Not just for newer Corvettes, but older ones. They do a lot of track prep for guys. They do a lot of engine work, and then they do a lot of just regular service work. So that was one of the things when I bought my car. Even though I didn't buy it from them, I did end up, that's kind of my service dealer. Even though I got to drive past a couple of Chevy dealers to get there, it's worth it. Corvette's one of those things that should be easy to work on, but for some reason you just read all these horror stories, especially with the dry sump system, that some dealerships just don't, you know, you got a kid making $12 an hour who took a couple of days training, you know, it's just my comfortability level. I wanted to go to a better dealership, so to me it's worth the drive. And they're not open on Saturdays. They have limited operating hours, but it's kind of worth the extra hassle. And with as much as I drive, I'm getting oil changed almost about every 3 months, and so I'm probably more like 2.5 months. So I really do need to get the oil changed quite frequently. So at 6 months and 15,000 miles, I'm looking at putting probably a little under 30,000 by the time I'm done with it. I drove the car a lot when I first got it, although I do drive it a lot still, so I may put 30,000 on it the first year. So we'll see. But I mean, to me, the nice thing about the car, and I gotta say, if you can do it, the ultimate luxury isn't necessarily just owning a Corvette, it's being able to drive it every day. I know most people just kind of baby them. They don't put a lot of miles on them. They don't drive them, partially because they feel like it holds the value. I kind of disagree with that. These cars depreciate like crazy. I mean, they lose so much money once you drive them off the lot. You know, really owning it for at least 2 or 3 years and driving it a ton is how I'm going to get the value out of this car. You know, at least till we see what happens with the mid-engine one. I plan on keeping this one for a while. So one of the things I do is I save some money every paycheck for maintenance, because I do know my maintenance costs are going to be a little higher than a normal car over time, because I will need tires once a year, and the tires are not cheap in this car, although I do plan on trying the all seasons, which are a little cheaper than the super sports, and from what I understand they're about 95% as good. I'll definitely do a video of those when I get them, but so far my tires are pretty good. I'm really curious to see how the wear is going to come out today when I'm at my 15,000 mile check. That was where I started to see problems with my P0s on my Mustang, was at 15,000. So we'll see. If I would love to get 30,000 miles out of the tires, but I just have a feeling it's going to be 20 or 25, and I may even be replacing them this year. So we'll see. Supposedly the all seasons that Michelin makes are they're about 95%, 90% as good as the super sports, and since I just commute in the car, 90% as good is just fine. You know, I'm not pushing the car that hard. So yeah, to me, I think I'll probably go all seasons. They're a little cheaper. It's more like $1,200 for me rather than $1,800, which is fine. I'd budgeted out actually almost $2,000 for tires, so I'll actually have a little bit of money left over if I end up if I use the all season, which will be nice, because I'll use it for car mod money, or I'll save it for future maintenance, because I know that'll come up. Because if I have the car for about 3 to 4 years, I'm going to have 90 to 120K on it. Once you start getting over 100, that's when some of the more expensive maintenance items start coming up, which is okay. That's why I'm kind of putting away some money now regularly, so those bills won't quite be so bad when they happen. So like I said, I can enjoy the luxury of driving the car every day. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on the car. I haven't really done many other videos about any of the mods that I've done. I haven't done much, but I have done a few cosmetic ones. So one of the ones that I did do, and I did spend a little bit of time talking about it in a video, is took the Corvette name off the back. I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it looked too cluttered. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the chrome tips. I'm just not happy with them. Still can't decide. So I got the blackout Oracle Lights makes a kit that it's an LED that runs straight through here. Let's see, it probably won't come on unless I turn the lights on manually. Yeah, let me turn the lights on. It's a little kit. They're LEDs, and then they actually put some paint across them, which is really cool. Let's see if I can put the parking light on. Yep, here we go. So you can see it's an LED that lights up, so not only does it look a little better, when it's dark it actually looks blacked out. So yeah, this looks totally awesome. But the nice thing is when they're off, it's totally blacked out. So for a blacked out car, I did black lug nuts in those. It really helps with the look of the car. I did a couple little LED lights inside the car, as well as above here, just to look nicer. I am working on getting the carbon fiber. There's aftermarket ones which will black this out, so I'll do that. And I'm kind of thinking I might be stupid and get some of the blackout kits for these. It looks like most of them, they still light up, so they're still safe. They still reflect a little bit, but that way I'm not crazy about the clear that you can get with the Z06 taillights. They look okay, but do that, do this, and then I need to get my exhaust taken care of. And that's about all I'm going to do for blacking it out. I know a lot of people, they end up wanting to do do a tint on the car, you know, like this, or they'll black this out, and the car does look really cool blacked out. Definitely agree with that. But since I drive so much and I do care about visibility, which I know sounds strange, so I was just talking about blacking out my taillights, I really don't like having tinted windows. I know that's strange, and most people, especially in California, everybody loves tinted windows, but I drive a lot at like 5 in the morning when it's dark out, and so I just don't want, I don't want to have a hard time seeing out of the car. I had a truck, an F-150 that I bought used. It was actually the first it was used, but the first vehicle I ever bought from a dealership. And the person who owned it before had put like a 5% tint on the rear window. And yeah, it looked cool, but it was just impossible to see out of. So it's just not my thing. To me, the car is about driving. Yeah, I want it to look cool. I mean, cool to me at least, which is the murdering out thing, which isn't everybody's cup of tea, I know, and it is kind of boring to most people. To me, the car looks so great and clean that way. But to me, the car's about the driving experience, and so tinting is just not for me. Yeah, but that's what's going on with the car.